So, you know, as we all know, my precinct's probably the most rural one in the county, so we have a lot of trees, and our trees are oversaturated from the storms that we got a few weeks ago. We just now got to the point where things were getting kind of dried out. With this heavy rainfall that we did have, we had a lot of trees that have come over. I've had trees down on County Road 220, County Road 290. I've had some trees down on our main highways, such as Highway 155 right there in Winona. I know that 313 had some trees down on it. 2015 had a tree down on it. So I do know we've had quite a few trees that are on power lines. They've fallen across a road. Our road and bridge department's done a really good job of trying to get out there and move it, as well as a lot of the citizens in the precinct who have tractors. A lot of my ranchers and stuff like that were able to get out last night with us and get some of that stuff moved. And we have some arborists that live in our precinct as well that brought their equipment out to try to help us clean the road up. But it definitely had some power out last night. Had a lot of people that were without power, some without power this morning. I know Road and Bridge was trying to get to some of the trees that were too large for us to move last night by hand or with the equipment that we had. But currently where we're at right now, we just have a lot of saturated ground, and those trees just have nothing to hold on to. I do know that we had a residence that was struck with a tree that had some people trapped inside of it. Other than that one call for a tree on a house, that's the only thing that I know of as far as injuries are concerned. We had a lot of wrecks yesterday with the rain moving in, and had actually a major wreck out on Highway 64 east outside of ARP that ended up being a fatality, I believe. So just a lot that came from Hurricane Beryl, and it was definitely a lot for us to handle. And we're certainly try to be prepared for everything, but sometimes things get overbearing and you try to do what you can with what you have.
And you mentioned, you know, the rural nature of your precinct, all the trees that came down, all the rain we got, the ground is saturated. So even while the sun's shining, I mean, we could still be dealing with more problems in the future, especially if we just get a little gust of wind. Right?
Oh yes, sir. I mean, in any kind of wind at all. Even, you know, I own a farm that I have quite a bit of livestock on, and even 3 to 4 weeks after the storm that we had a few weeks ago, I was still having trees uprooting and coming out of the ground. And we're going to see that again with this storm. Even though the storm has passed, the sun can shine for the next week and not get a drop of rain, but that ground is just so wet, and those trees just have nothing to hold on to. And with a tree being 30, 40, 50 feet high or higher, just one little bit of wind, it's top heavy, and it's going to bring up the roots, and it's coming down, and whatever's under it's going to get hit with it.